a Detroit Pistons fan, you should be worried a little bit because this is not Puma, right? This ain't Anta. This is Nike. Nike is the sponsor of the NBA. Nike has its own agenda, right? And I'm pretty sure Cade staying in Detroit ain't part of their agenda if they sense that this is our guard. Remember, he is a guard. He is their young guard. Ja was the one. He is their guard. And they're going to want to mass produce his shoes and move them units and do that. So you can't, you want Cade to win championships and all of that and kind of stay there because it offsets everything.
Yes.
But when they start losing and stuff,
come on, good.
Know what I'm saying? The thing is just what I'm saying.
It's facts.
As long as he's winning
in Detroit,
winning championships in Detroit and winning at a high level, Nike is cool with him staying there.
Okay.
When they start having down years, they're gonna move that product to a big company because his name, his shoe will mush. So we already know right now he's on the Olympic team that's going to be in Los Angeles.
Yes, no doubt.
For sure.
100%.
Right? That's Nike's product.
100%.
Right? So it's a good thing and a bad thing. You just got to be weary of it because of the city they're in.
All right, man. So apparently a lot of Piston fans are believing Cade Cunningham is going to leave the Detroit Pistons. Remember, Gilbert Arenas predicted that Nike was trying to push Cade out of Detroit because the Pistons, as of right now, haven't done enough to get Cade Cunningham some HELP. And basically the help, if they don't make another major move, the help is predicated on guys improving or Corey coming in and being the guy. So whether Kerzovar can get back to what we knew he was, whether Hollins and Nassar can develop offensively, or, if Duren come back, that's the, we feel like that's the move. Will he come back better? I mean, that's what it is. If he walk away, it wouldn't surprise me. Some people say, well, they're going to try to get him to Dallas. They're probably going to try to put him somewhere in LA, New York, Miami. And the Pistons have never been that type of team to really go out there and get free agents. When you start talking about them getting guys of names, it's Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady, it's lesser names. Even when they had to go into work Pistons, it was Ben Wallace. The people didn't know who he was. It was Chauncey, who, kind of bounced around the league, Rip, was kind of got lost in the sauce in Washington. And it was a perfect storm. And then they tried to do the same thing with Villanueva, Josh Smith, and Ben Gordon. And it didn't work. So for years, they've been missing in the draft. And when you miss in the draft for years, how they missed. And maybe they've just been the miss, not being able to develop the young guys. Maybe that's just the issue. They're not being able to develop guys. But especially letting a lot of the young guys die on the bench and their confidence die instead of trying to find a way to play them. I feel like it was happening with Darko Milicic, but or that's what I heard. That's how it happened with Darko from some of the guys like Rasheed. But if Cade walk away, shit, I can't blame him, bro. Then you watch them not go get Monty $100 million to do shit, and then not go get Jalen Brown. You could have had you and Jalen Brown. Then also they possibly might bring back Jalen Duren. And what if he disgruntled? What if he don't give his best foot forward? What if Asar and Ron don't develop offensively? What if a Corey got to sit on the bench and wait, or he not ready? I mean, come on, man. They putting all this unnecessary stress on Cade Cunningham's body. You want to end up like Grant Hill, Penny Hardaway, Tracy McGrady, some of these guys, trying to carry your franchise, and everybody else around this bitch got help. Whether it's Cat and Jalen Brown, whether it's, Jalen Brown, or Jalen Brunson, and Cat. Whether it's Jalen Brown, VJ Escom, and Tyrese Maxey, whether it's Kawhi and Scotty Barnes, whether it's Harden and Donovan Mitchell, possibly LeBron, like who the fuck did they give you? You come back once again as of right now, and it's just you. It's you versus everybody got two or three, so at least two another motherfucker. It's just you. Like, wow. I mean, some people love to be in that position, being able to put up a whole bunch of points and shit. You see Anthony Edwards get LaMelo Ball, you know what I'm saying? You like, damn, nigga, like, shit, and the Pistons did get them more shooting. They get a little bit more athletic. But when it boiled down to it, as of right now, unless, like I said, Duren come back way better offensively with, Duren, Asar, Ron, or some, Kerzovar come back better offensively when the game on the line, nigga, it's just you. And hopefully Obuko Corey, they be smart enough to play him not to make a move. You're not gonna get a ball to Isaiah Joe and he gonna do something. You bring back Kevin. Like, as far as the depth of the team is nasty. They got some really good depth, but as far as, you know, when the game on the line, it ain't no, or when they need a bucket, it still boil down to Cade and Jenkins. And you just sit there and look like, how the fuck is Karis LeVert still on this roster? And that's why I tell y'all, like, when you form relationships in the business world, especially in America, it's not about how well you work. I'm telling you this right now. It's not about how well you do your work. It's so many people. It's some people that do their job exceptionally well, but they don't socialize or they don't like them, and they're reluctant to get them promotions, encouragement, raises, acknowledgement, or KK recognition at the workplace. And they do their job phenomenal, and they're willing to allow them to leave the workplace and the job to crumble, then acknowledge them. And it's people who shitty boo-boo at their job, who they kiki and laugh and like, and they willing to put up with they mess and or they lack of professionalism or lack of doing their job well, and they willing to put up with them and get them raises and promotions they don't deserve because they like them being liked. And it's something that you sometimes you can't control. You can kiss ass all you want to, don't mean they're gonna like you. If you are a likable person, you're gonna move up more than a knowledgeable person in this world. You know, and I think people need to recognize that. You know, people need to recognize that. So, but you know, will he walk away? I mean, probably do. Probably tired of this cold ass shit. You ain't getting no help. And maybe help is on the way. Maybe it's another move coming. But we were saying that about the Detroit Lions. We said this about the Wings. We said this about the Tigers. No, I mean, it's just to the point where the people that own the team in the city of Detroit, I don't think people are in a rush to win championships. You know, they just want to be able to turn a profit. So, you know, for the most part, I mean, he signed a contract. They got him for another 4 or 5 years. We'll see what they do. But they ain't getting him no help, bro. And now that they don't, I'm gonna tell you this, now that they don't go out there, if they don't go out there and get him another guy, I'm gonna tell you what's happened. Ain't none of them motherfuckers gonna develop the way they supposed to. Now, if you go out there, you get him another guy, you would have got Powell, you would have got Levine, you would have got Kyrie, you got Reed. I guarantee you, Asar Thompson, Ryan Hollins, one or two of them would have came back with a fucking jump shot. Duran would be shooting, killing in the post, shooting threes and shit. All the motherfuckers would have developed. But when you don't go get what you need, and you thin somewhere, you can bet my bottom dollar on it. The shit gonna fold like origami, bruh. So we'll see. But you know, it's growing belief. And I'm just reading this on threads on social media. A lot of people, okay, gonna leave, man. K gone. They don't get him no help, he gone. And Nike probably gonna facilitate that. They should have helped him more, but they didn't. I mean, you know, fuck it. But they never go for it. And I don't know why. Maybe it's against the NBA script. Maybe the owner don't want it. You know, but they had opportunities to get guys. And maybe they didn't have opportunity to get guys. Maybe we looking at opportunities they could have had, but they didn't do it. But hey, appreciate y'all, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Find me on X, Facebook, Instagram, the whole nine. Appreciate the love, support. Peace.
Arenas, woohoo, said that the Pistons fans should be worried because now that Cade got that big shoe deal, every shoe company's got an agenda, and he's pretty sure that staying in Detroit for Cade is not on their agenda. What do you make of this? You buying that?
No, I'm not buying that. You know, you've seen a lot of guys have success in small fan bases, and one of their biggest athletes of all time in LeBron James was in one of the smallest markets of all time in Cleveland. And they made it a hotbed for Nike from the wall length billboards every year to promotions inside the arena. And they did just fine in Cleveland. If Cade Cunningham can have that type of impact on the city of Detroit as a Nike athlete, and Nike gets behind him and energize that city in the same way, and it's a great partnership on both ends, I think he's just fine in Detroit. And also, he ain't going nowhere. Like, Detroit sees it, the organization sees it, Cade sees it. This is an opportunity for Nike to expand their footprint on another small fan base or a small market of a fan base. And Detroit is known for a basketball city, especially when you have a winner. So I think this works in Detroit's favor, and it works in Nike's favor to have such a young guy and to be in a market like Detroit.